So firstly, we want to talk about the Arsenal versus Monaco game. That game ended in a draw, 1-1, and then they subsequently went onto penalties straight away, which Arsenal was able to win. Boys played okay this game. Again, it was a good game with both sides being dominant at certain times, but it was pretty even from both sides. So you can see from the match notes, Martinelli and Rice had some good interplay down that left side. But when Monaco scored their first goal, I was kind of disappointed in the boys because it was just due to really poor defensive work, with Martinelli getting beaten really easily, and then Tomiyasu and Partey not taking up their defensive responsibilities properly and being beaten in the air and not watching their player. We also look at the great goal that Nketiah scored. I'm really happy for him. He scored on the volley, and it helps to make a case for him when it comes to stepping up in that striker role, as Gabriel Jesus is now injured. It was a really good goal, came from a corner, and he just slotted it home. Good striker instincts, was at the back post, and yeah, if he didn't finish that, I would have been really disappointed, but he did. He buried it, so I'm happy for him. Saliba, amazing player. Helped to solidify the defense, was progressing the ball forward really well. So again, he's another pivotal part of this team, and I would miss him if he had to go or got injured again. So let's just hope and pray that doesn't happen again. Jorginho played well in this game as well. I saw him doing one or two good things, so I was happy to see him on the pitch. Again, Trossard played well. He played really well. Had a chance where he could have squared it and would have scored with Nketiah, but unfortunately, it is what it is. But again, great impact player, Trossard, when he came off the bench. Again, he's making a case for himself to be in the first team, and I like to see it. Also, Balogun wasn't in the lineup, which is quite telling in the sense of he's probably going to leave the club. He didn't get into the starting lineup, wasn't on the substitutes bench either, so yeah. But anyway, let's get into some of the details that came from that match. So the first thing I want to talk about the Monaco game was Nketiah and how he stepped up. So Gabriel Jesus obviously didn't play that game due to an injury, but Nketiah stepped up again, and he showed that he can fill those boots that are left over by Gabriel Jesus. And he just shows that he's a goal getter. He's a good goal scorer. He scored from a corner, which he volleyed in, and it was a good goal, man. I'm happy for the kid. He's been at a club for a really long time. There's been loads of news that is he going to leave, him and Balogun going to leave so we can recuperate some money and bring in a new striker. But hey, man, he's making a statement for himself. He's making a case for himself. He wants to play at Arsenal and he wants to be that first choice striker. He's making a name for himself, so all luck to him. As long as he just keeps producing for the club, that's all I care about. If it's Nketiah, if it's Gabriel Jesus, I don't care. Anyway, he had a good game, so hey man, well done Nketiah, and I hope to see more. So yeah, let's just revisit the Balogun situation. So obviously, he didn't get selected for the pre-season game against Monaco, and he actually hasn't played any games in this pre-season apart from the first one, which you could see my opinion about how he played. He wasn't great, in my opinion, but nevertheless, he hasn't played since then, and he's been connected to few other clubs and few publications saying he's probably going to leave, and I believe he doesn't have a long time in this club anymore, and I think he's going to go, and I wouldn't be sad to see him go, but what I need is the money from that transfer. With the current transfer market and what people are going for, we should easily be able to bag 40 to 50 mil for him, but knowing Arsenal's transfer history, and how we're not great at selling players, we'll probably get him less than that. So a few publications saying that Inter have come in with another bid, and it was around the 35 million standpoint or 30 million standpoint. Let's just say I don't think that's enough. We need to up that. Try and get them to pay for more, because if it was a reversed role, they would get us to pay out of our pocket to buy someone like Balogun. So let's see if we can get some money for him. But I don't think he has a future at the club. I think he's most definitely going to leave. He's not in Arteta's plans. So, yeah, I wouldn't be sad to see him go. He's a great player, but sometimes just the club and the player just don't fit. Yeah, so we got some unfortunate news with Gabriel Jesus, and he is injured again. Well, not necessarily injured. He was just getting another surgery on his knee, so it's going to put him out for some of the initial games in the season. Again, it's just really annoying, but it's almost telling to see what could happen throughout the season, in the sense of we start losing pivotal players to the team. So Gabriel being in this predicament means people like Nketiah are going to have to step up. Does this mean Balogun will stay? Probably not. But it also shows that we need, I believe we need to get a striker, a forward, someone who gives us a different aspect to Nketiah and Gabriel. They're both really small in the sense of a striker size, small, compact, good at running around. I think we need more of a target man, strong, tall, hold-up play. But that's just, yeah, but it's unfortunate to see Gabriel is going to be out of commission for a while. Just wanted to quickly touch base on this. So, Rice played his full first game against Monaco. It was good to see him play predominantly drifted towards the left of the pitch. And he had some good link-up play with Martinelli throughout the game. Did alright, sometimes went missing on the pitch, but he played okay. So I would say alright game. I wouldn't say it was amazing, wouldn't say it was really good, but alright game. Again, in this football match, Trossard came on as a substitute, and it was good to see him get a chance to play again. My valuation from when I watch him, he's an amazing player. As soon as he came onto the pitch, he had an immediate impact. Trossard, arguably, I think he should start above Martinelli, but that's just my view. I think he's an amazing player, and he's given Arteta a lot of headache when it comes to selecting the player he's going to play out on the left. Trossard is a really good player, and I'm so happy that we signed him. He's a great signing, and I think he's going to be pivotal to the success of this club. So let's just keep it going. I like what he's doing right now with Trossard, and I don't know if he's going to start against Nottingham Forest. If he's not, I don't care. As long as he's playing, he's good, because he's a difference maker when he comes on. I also wanted to talk about the club building a statue for Arsene Wenger outside the stadium. Just wanted to talk about how I appreciate the club showing an ex-manager respect, especially when he was one of the best managers, or the best manager the club has ever had. So I just wanted to give them kudos for that. Yeah, so some news publications have linked us to Kvaratskhelia. Hey, yo, don't roast me on the name. I do not know how to pronounce his name, and that's on me. That's ignorance on my part, and I'm sorry. And he played amazingly last season with Osimhen. Again, if I said his name wrong as well, sorry on my part. I am Nigerian, but let's leave that. Anyway, he played amazing. Both of them as a duo, they played amazing. And I think he's one of the best youngsters in Europe. But some publications are saying Arsenal are looking at him. I don't really see that happening. First of all, he would be really expensive in the current market, looking 90 million plus. And also, where will he fit in our current lineup? We would have to kick someone out to bring him in. But that's what some of the publications are saying, so we'll watch the story as it develops. So the biggest transfer news that we could talk about is the Raya deal. So obviously we've been in the market for a goalkeeper, and I think David Raya might become an Arsenal player very soon. So personal terms have been agreed, as we can see from some publications, and we've actually made a bid as well, but that bid will probably be disregarded and they will probably want more money. I think the bid was around the 20 million standpoint, if I believe. But yeah, David Raya is a good goalkeeper and I like his profile, played really well, great distributor of the football. I think it'll be really good competition for Ramsdale. So yeah, let's see how this develops, but I believe he will probably become Arsenal goalkeeper. I don't know what this means for Matt Turner, as will he be happy to be a third string goalkeeper or will he go elsewhere? We'll talk about that. So yeah, the goalkeeper battle. So who would be the goalkeeper if David Raya came to Arsenal? So obviously we already have Ramsdale, had a great season last season, arguably one of the best goalkeepers in the league. Yeah, what would happen if we did bring someone like David Raya into the club, into the fold? Because he's a great goalkeeper and he could be first choice as well. Would this deter Ramsdale? Would this affect Ramsdale's mentality? I don't think so. I think this would gear him up. But will David Raya be happy to be second string? No. But then we have a ton of games, and if something happens to either one of them, then it would be good to have the other as backup. So it's going to cook up a lot of competition. I hope no heads are just like, bruh, I don't want to play because there's another goalkeeper in front of me that I don't see playing ahead of. I hope that doesn't happen. But I'm happy to see the goalkeeper battle. But I just want to see what Arteta's plans are with getting someone like David Raya. But yeah, the goalkeeper battle will be heating up in Arsenal if he does come into the club. Yeah, so also on transfer news is Inter Milan are looking at Tomiyasu. He's a fullback who plays on either side of the pitch, really. He's a great player. I don't think the club should get rid of him, especially with the large number of games that are coming up this season with the Champions League and domestic cups and also Premier League. I don't think we should get rid of him. He would be really good to come off the bench as an impact player. But yeah, Inter Milan are looking at him, and could he leave? Yeah, he could, possibly, if he wants to maybe get some first team football at Inter, that could happen. But I think we won't let him go until we get the right price and if we have a plan. But I believe he's going to stay at the club. That's just my opinion. I don't think he should leave. He will still get some pretty good game time if he stays. Yeah, so let's talk about Sambi Lokonga. So reading some publications, they're saying that Palace still want him and it could be a loan move. I'd rather we just sell him, but yeah, Palace are still looking into acquiring him as a player. So we'll see what happens. I don't really think his days are really numbered at the club, so let's just see what happens with him. So, funny enough, Pepe is still at the club, which is really weird to say. Obviously he's not in any of Mikel Arteta's plans. I don't think he's in anyone's plans when we look at the future of Arsenal. And it's unfortunate to see because he was our record signing when we got him, around the 72 million stand mark. And we thought he would change the club, he would bring something different. And for a few glimpses I saw that. I saw the Pepe that was worth 72 million, but then most other games I would see Pepe that was worth like 30 million, 20 million. So it's just unfortunate that happened, but I think it's with it's time for both us and Pepe to just part ways from the club. I'm happy for the contributions he did do. He did give us some good goals, some good moments, but yeah, I think he should probably leave. Few teams are in talks with him, but I think we're probably thinking of just ending his contract, so terminate his contract. And yeah, so he's in talks with the club to terminate his contract so he can then just leave on a free. It'll be a lot easier for both us and him. So yeah, I don't think Pepe will be at the club much longer, but hey man, it is what it is, and we'll see how the story develops. So yeah, also on transfer news, we've also got Matt Turner, and obviously I talked about David Raya and how we're looking at acquiring him. So where does that leave Matt Turner? Obviously, he probably doesn't want to be third string, so he probably will leave with teams like Nottingham Forest really interested in him. So with the publication saying that he probably will leave if David Raya comes in. So if we do get David Raya, it probably will be goodbye to Matt Turner. He was an alright goalkeeper, didn't really do much, so I can't really say much about him. Didn't really play that many games. Ramsdale pretty much took up that mantle. So yeah, Matt Turner could be on the move, and we will see how much we can get for him and if we can recuperate the money that we spend on Raya. But yeah. So a few publications are talking about ELYE again. I've also already talked about him earlier in the transfer window, but we are looking into getting a new striker, especially with the Gabriel Jesus injury. We don't know what's going to happen with Balogun, and Eddie Nketiah is okay, but is he good enough to fill those boots? Kai Havertz is there as an other option to play in that position, but I think we need an out-and-out striker that could get us goals really quickly, and I think ELYE could solve that. But then what would be the point of getting him again if we already have Balogun? But anyway, from publications, we're looking at getting him and bringing him into the squad, as there are talks happening and in place, but we will see how this progresses. So another transfer rumor I'm hearing about again from a few publications is that Arsenal are looking at KUDUS again more heavily now, especially after this pre-season game, which was the Community Shield, as KUDUS could be the key, and we are touted to maybe hijack the deal from another team. So also on transfer news, there is some interest in TIERNEY, obviously due to the acquisition of Jurien Timber, and also having Zinchenko, who already moved TIERNEY to the bench. Now that he has probably two players ahead of him, he's gonna probably be looking for a Arsenal exit. So one of the teams that are interested in him is West Ham. They are saying they would match any bid that comes in for him. I think that would be a really good move for him, as he'd get a lot of playing time. I really like TIERNEY's profile and would be sad to see him go, because he can still play first team for us. So it shows the strength of acquisition at the club currently, but also shows the depth we have as well. So it's all up to him. Does he want to leave? Does he want to join West Ham? We'll see, and we'll keep following the story. So I want to commend the boys on a great win against City. It was a really good game, and we won the Community Shield. I'm really happy for the new boys, especially how they were able to see some silverware really early. So you start how you mean to go on. So it was really good. Great confidence booster. I think it also helped us get through a mental block that we had against City, especially with them catching up with us last year and being able to win and take the league away from us. So it was a really good way to start off the season, and I hope this confidence boost will keep us going and help us to actually be successful this year. Obviously, there were a few things after the match and analysing after watching it. So looking through the match notes, the first thing I want to talk about is Timber. Timber was amazing, and I think this might be one of the signings that will define Arteta's legacy at Arsenal. He's an amazing player, played really well in that game, got a ton of blocks, just was creating havoc in the defensive end. I think he's one of the best players we've signed in a while. So I'm really happy about him. I also want to talk about the Saliba masterclass that happened. He's just a great defender. Had Haaland in his back pocket the whole game. They had to take him off because bro wasn't making an impact. So Saliba is him, and it just shows that when he came off injured last year and he wasn't playing for the team, it was a very big blow. He's almost the center of our defense. He's pivotal to Arsenal's success, and I hope he doesn't get injured this year, but I'm happy to see him put on another masterclass. Again, I don't know how many times I need to talk about Trossard. Trossard is amazing. He needs to start on the first game. He needs to start. He's amazing. He got a goal at the end of the game that took it to penalties. He's just so good. He's two-footed. He knows what to do. He's experienced. He just looks way more composed than Martinelli. Anyway, Saka and Martinelli had really lackluster game. Didn't really impact much. Saka had one or two alright moments. Martinelli didn't really do much the whole game. So, I don't know. It's going to be a decision for Arteta to make in our first game when we come back. But from what I can see, he didn't really do much. We also have Declan Rice, who played alright. Didn't do much again. I have something to talk about him in my hot take section. But he's a alright player. He doesn't look like 100 million right now. So we'll see what happens. But I just hope he grows into the team. But I'm happy that he got some silverware early. Yeah, Ramsdale did really well in goal. And I'm happy that he was able to save that penalty as well. It's going to be a real confidence booster for him, especially with David Raya coming into the team. So it's good for him. I'm happy for that. And there is also Kai Havertz. Again, people know my opinion about this guy. He's not really great. Missed 2 chances that could have helped us bury the game early. Yeah, I'm not really fond of him, but anyway, I'm happy for the boys. Good win. Let's keep it going. We love to see it. Okay, hot take time. So in this section, I'm just gonna give a take, an opinion I have, and if you agree with it, if you don't agree with it, let me know. But I'm just gonna give something. It might be a controversial opinion, but yeah. So the hot take for this episode is that, first off, I don't think Declan Rice is that good. It's my own personal opinion. Again, you can disagree with me, you don't have to agree, but I don't think Declan Rice will be £100 million worth player. Again, I think he will help the club, especially with anchoring, but I see the immediate impact players like Julian Timber have as they join the club. I never really saw Declan Rice super highly when he was at West Ham. He was a really good player for West Ham, but West Ham weren't as great as Arsenal is. So him coming to our club, he almost looks just lackluster and just really passive in my sense. But let me know what you think. Hey, thank you for watching this video of LFC and all the updates. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.